Hey, I'm right back with another video. It's 11 a.m. Wednesday morning, and I am off work early today. Apparently they had a guy working on the computer in the office, so there really wasn't much for me to do, so I kind of skedaddled, which is fine with me today, only because I really kind of just wanted to be by myself for several reasons. I've been having a hard time sleeping, as you guys know. So my sleep schedule is really messed up, and I've just been doing a lot of thinking, and my mind's not shutting off. But today, I was thinking, actually yesterday and today, I was thinking about a lot of the unwarranted firings that have been going on, especially things that are relating to social media and how unjust a lot of it is. The main reason why is because oftentimes when people do things online, unless of course it does something that directly offends the company that they work for, some of these people are getting fired for reasons that they really should not be getting fired for, because it's not work related. It has nothing to do with the company. And if they were to look under certain guidelines relating to the law that would fall under this category, they should be protected. Even though, you know, some people do things that are unethical, or they do things that are rude, or they do things that are considered, you know, just, you know, foolish maybe, okay? But really, you know, it's on their own time, it's on their own social media account. So let me give you a few examples, okay, why certain situations or certain scenarios were unjust firings, okay? I brought up Adam Smith like a gazillion times already, okay? The reason why I don't believe he should have been terminated from his position is because, number one, he was drive-through at a completely different company, okay? He had encountered a girl, and yes, I don't think he should have harassed her the way that he did. I think that he went off on her in a way that was inappropriate, and it should not have happened. But it didn't have anything to do with the company that he worked for. It had nothing to do with any of that, okay? But what I find interesting is that when people have a disagreement at this point in this day and age, the first thing they do is they attack people by taking away their source of income. Now, this to me is like, you know, just open range. It's like these people have made it a free-for-all to literally take away things from people that they really don't have any right to, or any real true justification for doing so. Now, like when in Adam Smith's case, like I said, you know, it was inappropriate. He had no right to take out, you know, Chick-fil-A's personal policies or belief systems or whatever against homosexuals on the girl who was working at the cash register, okay? And the girl who was working the drive-thru. It had nothing to do with her job. She was just working there. She has to pay her bills regardless whether she agrees with that philosophy or not. She is there to do her job, whatever, okay? But he went off and went, you know, inappropriately, you know, said things to her, and it wasn't right, okay? But notice what happened when that video went viral, which sadly, sad to say, he messed his own life up by posting that video. And what happened was it went viral, and then people wanted to attack him and take away his job. Not call him insults, not make comments about the action that he did that was inappropriate, but what they wanted to do was they wanted to take away his means of survival. That is the ultimate form of genocide, and people are doing this all over the place, okay? I don't believe Adam Smith has returned to the workforce. I don't believe he has. But just recently I heard a story of a woman who was driving on the freeway. It was a white lady driving on the freeway, and she yelled out a racial slur to an African-American person. Now, me being the African-American woman that I am, I don't think it's appropriate, obviously not, okay? And it's wrong to me to ever, you know, reduce a person to a racial slur, because people are more than that, okay? But still, this white lady ended up losing her job for an incident that happened on the freeway that wasn't work-related. Now, I can understand her company's concern that she works for, because, you know, if this woman works with the public, they are probably going to wonder, is she going to be fair to the public, the customers that she works with? If an African-American customer comes to her, is she going to be able to treat him fairly? I can understand their concerns. But still, when you really get down to it, this had nothing to do with her job at all, okay? My problem with it is that, and believe me, I don't condone racism. I don't, okay? Obviously, especially since it's an African American person. But I don't condone it. But I'm just saying is these situations where people are using any excuse to go after what they are secretly jealous of. That's the excuse, okay? So, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Now, in this particular person's case, like I was reading an article about a guy who was working, I think this is the case, okay? I think this is how the story goes. He was working at Taco Bell, okay, or Del Taco, or one of those companies, okay? And he decided to film himself urinating on one of the entrees for whatever reason, okay? In this situation, I will tell you why he should be terminated. Number one, he directly brought reproach on the name of that particular company, okay? And he did it on company time, all right? He associated himself, he was publicly associating himself with his company when he did this and used their product to do it. That's why he deserves to be terminated, okay? So when you get people calling on the phone at certain companies and they're talking to a human resource representative or business owner and they're saying, well, this person shouldn't have a job because this, and this. And if it's not a valid reason, it has nothing to do with the employment, their job, their performance, their ability to do the job, their anything that has any valid reason, whether that's who they are married to, who they're not married to, their marital status, their race, their religion, whatever, personal issues that are protected by the law, they have no reason to. So really what these people should do when they get these kind of phone calls or emails or whatever, they should say, well, you know, did this happen at our place of employment? Did you have an interaction that took place here at our company? Did this happen on our company time? And then if it didn't, then they should excuse themselves and say, you know, I'm sorry, ma'am, but, you know, this is something that relates to something outside of our jurisdiction. We are not in a position to handle this. It has nothing to do with our company, period. Shouldn't go any further than that. But you've got these inexperienced people, and then of course, some of these people are, I guess, you know, suckers for what they get in, for getting involved in like this social media stuff. You know, they get too wrapped up into it, and it's getting to the point where, you know, it's people are just opening fire on people. I don't like this person, so I'm going to make her lose her job. I don't want this person around, so I'm going to make her, they're going for the job. And the person who's allowing it to happen is the person who's sitting at that desk who has the decision-making power. Now, they need to be able to understand what is a work-related issue and what is not a work-related issue. Okay? And that's pretty much how that works. And when you really get down to it, it's envy and it's jealousy. I know that Adam Smith had a very, very high-paying job, okay? He had a great-paying job with just, like, phenomenal benefits, okay? And so nowadays, all you have to do is Google this person's name, and if they have a LinkedIn profile and it shows where they work, they can figure all that out, and they can just tear this person to shreds anytime they want to, okay? So there should be checks and balances, right? So you think there's those checks and balances. You think there is, right? But there's not. Okay, so did Adam Smith deserve to lose his job? Adam Smith deserved to be reprimanded. He should have been scolded. He should have been set right. Did he deserve to lose his job? No, he didn't. He didn't deserve to lose his job. Okay, I'm surprised the gay community didn't support him after he bent over backwards to support them in a way. But no, he didn't. Okay, no thanks to Adam Smith. Okay, but still. My point is that people need to understand what relates to work and what does not relate to work, okay? So in my situation, none of the things that happened to me, you know, was warranted me being thrown out of the workforce and being treated like a piece of garbage. None of it did, okay? It makes me really start to think about how dangerous this is, how people are literally putting people into poverty brackets just because they feel like it, you know? And like I said, I may not agree with certain things that other people do, okay? Believe me, I don't agree with the racist woman who called the lady on the freeway the N-word. I mean, why would I agree with that? Absolutely not, okay? But the reality is, it had nothing to do with her job, okay? And some people say, how could you say that? Believe me, I am a fair and just person, okay? I understand what is right and what is wrong. It's not right to call anybody that name, okay? But it had nothing to do with her job. Nothing. You know, and so employers are not in charge of a person's personal life, okay? If this woman did something to a person on the freeway, or somebody offends another person or whatever, this is something that they have to take care of themselves, okay? Like if she damaged some property, or she did something, or defamed a person or whatever, they should handle that stuff between the two of them. It is not an issue relating to employment, okay? It just isn't. Okay, not in this case, but I can understand how her employer might look at her like, well, if she is this way and she works with the public, how is she going to treat our customers? I do understand that. But the fact is, it had nothing to do directly, this particular issue, okay, had nothing to do with her work. Okay, so all these people are using these things as excuses, and I'm not saying the black lady used it as an excuse to tear this person down. I'm just saying is how other people jump in and it becomes an issue, then it's like, it becomes maddening. It becomes maddening and inappropriate because, and believe me, I support the woman, okay? I mean, nobody deserves to be called that, okay? Believe me. But still, people need to understand what is right, what is wrong, what is a work-related issue. When you get dismissed from your workplace, it should be based on your performance. Maybe you just have a bad attitude. Maybe you brought the company shame. You know, maybe you did something that you know, the company did not want to affiliate with you because you did something to affect the name of the company. That's why, okay? But when people do certain things on their own free time, it has nothing to do with that. And this is why, you know, these people are making bad decisions, and it's getting to the point where people are literally destroying the lives of other people just because they feel like it. Okay, there are checks and balances there, and they're supposed to be, and that's what these people are here for. Okay, it's the human resource representative person or the business director or whatever who's supposed to make the decision as to what is valid and what is not valid. Okay, you don't base these issues off of these things. And this is the biggest problem, you know, and it's going to continue to happen. I don't know why people do stupid things on social media. I really don't, okay? And nowadays, like I said in one of my other videos, you have to be very careful because almost everybody is under some form of surveillance, okay? Especially if you're outside. You're in a parking lot, you're dealing with another person, you know, you got to make sure that you are always conducting yourself on the up and up because somebody is out there just waiting to destroy your life, okay? And who's to say that some of these issues, I'm not saying all of them, but who's to say some of these issues aren't provoked just to get a rise out of people? You can't trust anybody nowadays. So the best thing for you to do is develop yourself into somebody who has a strong form of ethics and don't create any drama outside. You know, because you want to be able to say that you are living your life beyond reproach. And, you know, I'm grateful that I'm not saying I'm perfect, okay? And before I even knew that surveillance and all this stuff was going on, I'm very grateful that I never had it in me to behave like that. I don't have it in me to behave like that. I don't, okay? But now that I understand, I'm going to tell you what, even more so. And I'm very grateful that I can maintain myself and not act like what I consider to be a savage. It's savagery. People are acting like savages, taking away people's jobs, destroying other people's lives, all because of things that doesn't warrant that. It doesn't warrant it. It doesn't, okay? There are certain things that deserve a termination, a workplace termination, and there are certain things that don't. But nothing ever warrants blacklisting. Nothing ever does. It is illegal in all 50 states of the United States of America, okay? But yet Adam Smith made a mistake, which I think he made a mistake. And when you really get down to it, Adam Smith's mistake is just what just about everybody is guilty of at some point in their life, okay? Look how many people attacked me. And Adam Smith is no different than anyone else. People attacked me, and I was innocent. So these people are no different than Adam Smith, but yet they're working jobs and they're doing whatever. You see what I'm saying? So people are using these kangaroo courts to decide people's fate, and they are misjudging people in a very harsh manner, and it's wrong, okay? And then you got these stupid employers, and yeah, they are stupid because they don't deserve the jobs that they have, who allow this stuff to happen, you know, and it needs to stop. They need to know what's within the law and what's not, you know. And so anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. Hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight. My sleep pattern has been thrown off, you know, and, you know, I have a hard time relaxing at night. And, yeah, I'm really going through it because, you know, I'm angry at dealing with people who don't know right from wrong. I'm dealing with people that I consider to be narcissistic and wrong. And I will never apologize for my stance on life. I will never apologize for who I am as a person. I live my life, I think, in a very good way, you know, and I will never apologize for that. You know, if people think that taking care of yourself is a bad thing, I'm sorry. It's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be, but things are so topsy-turvy. This is how screwed up the world is. It is so screwed up that people think being a slob is normal. That's exactly the way it has become. Okay, they don't handle things civilized in a civilized manner. They want to go for the jugular and take people down. And the gossip, okay, the gossip is what I hate. And really, like I said before, when people gossip and accuse you of things, and they're so sure of it, it's because they are guilty of that, or that's what they would do. They're thinking, well, if I was taking care of myself, I would probably be, you know, I would be sleeping around and doing this and this and this and this and this. This is what they would do. So that's why the first thing that they do is they accuse you of doing those sort of things. That's why. Because that's what they're doing. Or that's what they want to do. I don't want to do that. Okay? But, and they're so sure of it. They're so sure of it. Unlike, here's the thing. I'm grateful that I grew up to be a loner. You know why? Because I don't need the motivation of other people in a lot of ways. Now, when it comes to me wanting to go to work, and so I like working with other people. I like my daily routine. I like my exchange of conversation. I enjoy that. Everybody needs to have people in their life to a certain degree, okay? But when it comes to being motivated to accomplish my goals, I don't need that, okay? I don't need it. Like some people think, well, gosh, you know, I want to make sure I take care of myself. I want to take care of myself, and they do. Most people want to take care of themselves, but they fail to. You know why? Because they don't have the motivation. And the only thing that motivates most women to take care of themselves is if they find a love interest. That's the only time they care about putting on something nice or taking care of themselves. That's it. And it's very sad to be that way, because you're supposed to take care of yourself. I'm not saying you always have to wear frilly dresses. I'm not saying that. But you should be presentable. Everybody should be presentable to the best of their ability. There is no argument. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Period. Okay? You don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to do those things. But you should be well-groomed to the best of your ability, to whatever level of comfort that you are. You accept as normal for yourself. Okay? But now it's gotten to the point where, you know, people accept certain forms of slothfulness as normal. And if you take care of yourself, you are attacked. Why is that? Because people's value system is completely screwed up, you know? And most people do need to have some sort of incentive to take care of themselves. I'm not like that. I'm not needy in that way. You know what I mean? I've only had myself my entire life. So when it comes to motivating and caring about myself, I'm always going to be number one. I don't need to have somebody to make me feel this or this way or whatever in order for me to take care of myself. I'm taking care of myself, whatever. So people have probably started gossiping and saying things about me, that I'm doing this and doing that. I had no idea what they were talking about. And there's obviously no reason for them to think that, because everybody knew I went to work and came home. Okay, but you get these gossiping people. And the same people who are gossiping are the ones who want to live that kind of lifestyle. So let's not kid ourselves, okay? So what we're talking about envy. And the same kind of envy that, you know, made Adam Smith lose his job. You know, he's a human. He makes mistakes, okay? He's a human. He was stupid, but he's a human, okay? He's no different than the people who snubbed me and blacklisted me and called me in for job interviews and terrorized me. He's no different, okay? These people are all imperfect and they all make mistakes, okay? But they don't see themselves that way. Somehow they think themselves is different. They're not different, okay? They're all flawed, just like him and everywhere else, you know? But, yeah, I'm tired of people and their stupid gossip. And I'm tired of dealing with ignorant people. Why can't society standards be higher? You know, I'm tired of dealing with people. I'm dealing with people who have low standards. And I'm tired of it. Okay, I have very high standards in my way of living, the way I look at things, and that's the way I choose to be, and that's my right to, okay? Stop trying to drag me into your cesspool of trash. Wrapping up this video, be back with another one later. Bye-bye.